Coming to you live from where the light meets the shadow, this is Optimal Play. I'm Brandon, and I will be playing Storyfold Wildwood today, the gorgeous single-player only card and dice-driven narrative game by Open Owl Studios, who provided a copy to me for my playthroughs. So thank you to them for that. I don't know, it was like 5 weeks ago now. I played through the prologue of this game. Really enjoyed it. It's sort of like you open the box and it says like don't read this rule book, play the prologue, it'll teach you. So I played that on stream. If you want to, you can find that in the live archives section of the channel. And then I had intended to, like, the next time I sat down at the table, film chapter 1, and I got a cold. I was sick for a couple weeks, and then things were busy, catching up on work and everything. Long story short, also Halloween came and went, thus my hair color changing, and matching the long drink I'm drinking today pretty well, the Finnish classic sparkling cocktail. So anyway, my review of Storyfold Wildwood so far is like 4 out of 10. Looks nice, is fun, but maybe spreads communicable diseases? There's a little bit of a correlation or causation question there, but you can't rule it out, right? So, anyway, I'm feeling better now. Feeling kind of cozy. It's actually late night. It's almost midnight at the time I'm starting this. I've got my Eras Tour sweatshirt on. Just kind of excited for a low-key, really pretty experience here. My tentative plan on this playthrough video is to play through all of Chapter 1, but I confess I don't have the faintest idea how long chapters take. So there is a perfectly good chance that I end up using the save game feature if I hit, the hour mark or so on this video and it doesn't feel like I'm near the end. So we'll find out together how that goes, I guess. But with that, let me just suggest that you hit the like button below this video if you enjoy playthrough videos or just enjoy pressing buttons. That would be awesome, and you can subscribe to the channel as well. Optimal Play does not have a Patreon or anything, so that's the one and only way to help us out and help us grow, and we appreciate it. With that, Chapter 1 is called Howls in the Wind, and so we have some narrative that I'm about to read here. It's the prologue. I think I'm excited to get into the story and learn a little bit more about the nature of this world. The prologue definitely set up sort of this forest with this girl Luma and her bear Brahm, and then these kind of corrupted by shadow creatures that they're having to deal with as they move down this river. And I don't feel like kind of the nature of the world really was exposed, at least in the prologue. Like, is it a dream, right? Is it just what, are these, is it a metaphor, right? Are these kind of like light and dark spirits sort of representing something? I don't know. It seems like it could sort of be maybe a very like heartfelt story in the end. We'll find out together, I guess. So let's get into it. Chapter 1, Howls in the Wind. Towering trees loomed over Luma and Brahm at the edge of the forest. Close up, the forest seemed even more foreboding than she had feared. A chilling wind, not unlike the cool mist from the river, washed over her. She looked down to see the hairs on her arms raised in fear. Brahm amplified her momentary trepidation with a snarling warning. Luma lifted her eyes to find a dark, menacing wolf standing at the forest's edge. Wisps of scarlet smoke circled and trailed around the wolf as it bared its teeth and released an unnerving howl. As the wolf locked eyes with Luma, another vision burst into her mind. Shadowy tendrils swirled and writhed from an abyss below Luma's feet. Her breath froze as she noticed Brahm lying beside her, still and lifeless. Dread gripped her heart as she realized what horrors might await them in the forest. Sobbing, she threw herself atop her fallen companion. Luma snapped back to the present. She trembled as the vision reeled in her mind, but she had no time to dwell on it. As she reached out to touch the still living companion, Brahm lunged forward, positioning himself between her and the scarlet-shadowed wolf. The old bear roared fiercely, and a magnificent glowing light emanated around him. Then, with a vicious growl, the wolf recoiled and melted back into the forest. "Brahm, you're alive," Luma whimpered tearfully. The relief was overwhelming, but so was the realization of what awaited them in the forest. "I can't do this, Brahm," she sobbed. The light around Brahm faded as he returned to Luma's side. He nudged her gently and waited patiently. With a deep breath, she gathered her courage and took his head into her hands. "Thank you," she whispered. tightening her grip on the bear's graying fur with resolve. She couldn't afford to lose Brom or herself to the shadow. She had to continue. Fixing her gaze to the woods, Luma stepped toward the forest with renewed determination. All right, and then I've already followed the setup here. It had me set out the Luma and Brom cards that are kind of some once per game and special abilities that they can use to array these action cards that you'll see if you're not familiar, kind of how these are sort of a queue of the actions that you can do and sort of the strength at which you can do them. Not unlike Ark Nova or Sid Meier's Civilization A New Dawn, a game that has too many names. It's really cool. I really enjoyed it in the prologue. We have a spirit marker here that is sort of our health. Every time this depletes all the way, we have to draw the next shadow card. And I believe that if you can't draw a shadow card, you lose? Or maybe the... actually, I think it's that the final shadow card is likely to end the game. And then I've got some dice and tokens set up here on the side. And then with the Chapter 1 components, kind of all of these decks of cards are specific to Chapter 1. There's the Shadow deck, not shuffled. It's just 3 shadow cards. The Story deck, not shuffled. The Explore deck, which is 18 cards, and also not shuffled. I was kind of surprised by that. I thought that would be shuffled. And then a deck of 8 creature cards that are shuffled. So, have that here. The final step of setup says turn the page to Scene 3, Addergate. Your adventure begins. So, let's do that now. Addergate. Luma and Brom soon let me try this again. Luma and Brom soon found themselves along a shady, snaking path. Overhead, endless rows of interlacing branches formed a crude archway. As Luma tiptoed across the mossy ground, a stale odor offended her nose while hissing sounds, echoing in the surrounding trees, caused a shiver to run down her spine. For a second, Luma thought she saw a deer prancing deeper into the forest. Maybe it needs help too. Okay, scene setup. Place the light marker on the leftmost space and the shadow marker on the rightmost space of the Wildwoods track. Search the Explore deck for Hope and place it face up in your boon area. Then shuffle your Explore deck. Oh, it is. We are going to shuffle. Okay, so I wonder if Hope is the top card. It's not. Oh, it's the bottom card. Okay. So Hope. So let me read that while I shuffle the Explore deck. Hope says, when used, re-roll any number of dice, then discard this card. Okay, so it's like it's a free mulligan on a really bad skill roll. All right, I like that. Skills, actions. They're just called actions, not skills. Okay, so we got that. Search the chapter deck for 2 adder and resolve their on-play effects. The chapter deck. Okay, I think that's this. So I guess there's creatures in there too? Interesting. All right, let's just get these explorers nice and shuffled. Okay. Oh, wow. And then we're going to draw Shadow Card 1 right off the bat. So that's one potential like entire health bar that I thought we'd have that we do not. Okay. There's 2 adders on the bottom of the chapter deck. So they say on play, put it on the end of the river. Same with the other one. After these activations, they go to the end of the river. Okay, so they're just going to hang out here, potentially hurting my spirit. But they are not going to kind of get in the way of the action queue on the river very often. Okay, and then we draw Shadow Card 1. So let's see what we have here. It says, Fear. What if the shadow takes me? What if I end up all alone? On play, lose 2 spirit. Yikes. Okay, so that just happens, huh? Brutal. All right, we can see here that as the shadow marker advances, which it does once per round towards the center of the board, there are some special effects on these 2 spaces. We'll have to draw a creature. And here we will draw an Explore card, but only resolve it if it's a Bane. Okay. And then Luma Prevails. Our objective for this scene is if you resolve the Investigate location, we get to travel to to scene 4, Willow Creek, which is here. If the shadow prevails, which is when the shadow marker reaches the center of the Wildwoods track. If story card 1 is still in the chapter deck, draw that card, lose 4 spirit, and travel to scene 4, Willow Creek. Okay. And then to investigate, on top of having to complete this location with our Explore action, and because there's a line connecting them, this pass location needs to be done before that. It's a prerequisite. We also need to move the light to the center of the track here with the light action that lets us advance it with our successful rolls. Okay, with that, I think it goes to me. It's the Luma phase. I first get to recover the 5 dice that you roll to do successful actions. And then I think that I want to try to get rid of one of these adders. And you do that with the heal action. The red pip here tells me that they just need 1 success on the heal action in order to be healed and discarded from play. So yeah, it's a lot like damage, but you know, the opposite. You heal them. Damage would make them stronger. I don't know. We're not really about fighting here in the Wildwoods. Okay, so I want to do that, but it's in my worst action slot where I need 6s to be successes. So I'd like to do one of these other actions first. And I'm kind of thinking I'm going to just start with this search location with this help action. So I can roll any number of dice for each success, and 4+ is successes because that's where it is on the river. Each success I can, or if I roll enough successes, I can resolve a help location. So I'm going to try to resolve search. Or for each success, I can gain a crystal, which can help me with successes later. So if I didn't roll enough successes, that's sort of the fallback plan. But only 1 success is all you need, so really I'm just going to succeed or fail at that. So it's a 4+. I'm going to roll 2 dice attempting to search. With an 8, that is successful. So I will mark this location as done. You can't just keep spamming it. And search says draw 3 explore cards, choose 1 to keep, and discard the others. So we have berries. It's a boon. When used, gain 2 spirit, then discard this card. There's boost, which is a boon that says retrieve 2 dice from the used dice space, then discard this card. Or bitten, a bane that on play retreats the light marker 2 spaces. Well, I mean, there's that wouldn't hurt right now, but I'd rather take something helpful, so we're definitely going to discard that. Spirit is so far not a threat. Like I would have to lose a lot of it to start drawing shadow cards, so I think I'm leaning towards taking this boost that lets me retrieve 2 dice from the used dice space. And the others are discarded, so berries is discarded. That is 2 dice used. I can basically take actions until I've used all 5 of my dice. So that's great. And then the help card is going to cycle to the end of the river. And I can do something else. So I guess I'm going to heal now. But I'm actually kind of thinking I might roll 1 die on light. And if I get a success, I can stun an adder so that it won't drain my spirit. And if I don't, then at least I am making my heal card more effective. So let's do that. I'm going to take the light action, roll a single die, hope for 3+. It's a 4. Okay, so I succeeded. So yeah, I will go ahead and stun an adder. That also, I believe, pushes it to... So it lights the creature, is the term, which stuns it and pushes it to the end of the river. And now this is not going to... I don't know how well it plays on camera. It has up here 2 spirit. That's how much it will deal to me in the shadow phase. How much spirit I will lose, but I won't. Instead, it will just remove the stun token. Okay, so that was my light action. That die is used. We will slide everything down. And now that one's stunned, so my goal now is to heal the adder that is not stunned. So I will take the heal action, rolling 2 dice just to make quite sure that I will succeed at this. Wow, a 4 and a 1. I'm glad I rolled 2 dice because 4 just does it. That's 1 success. Can heal the creature. The adder is discarded. Heal is going to move down to the end of the river. And that is all my dice used. Oh, also, the adder has a crystal reward when I defeat it. Crystals I can put on one of my action cards and spend them as additional successes on that action card. I'm going to need to do some pretty big explore locations. And so I'm going to put it on Explore, I think. No, actually, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll explore. So this pass location says you lose 2 spirit for each adder in the river. So my goal is to clear this other adder next round and then pretty quickly jump on pass. So we'll see how that works. That is it for the Luma phase. I do feel like I've earned a sip of my long drink. It's cranberry flavored. Surprisingly tart. Okay, Shadow Phase. We're going to activate creatures, so we'll go in order down the river. It's just an adder. It's not going to do a 2 spirit, not going to drain 2 spirit from me because it's stunned, but I will discard the stun token. It still does its after activation effect, which in this case is positive. It goes to the end of the river. So that's nice. It basically promotes all my actions. And then I advance the shadow marker. Next time I draw a creature card at that point. Not ideal. Okay, that's the shadow phase. Now we go back to the Luma phase. I'm going to recover my dice again. I still have the hope that also lets me re-roll any number and the boost that lets me retrieve 2 used dice. So maybe I can have kind of a big round here. I want to get heal into at least the 5 slot, I feel like. And so I'm going to spend... I'm going to spend 2 dice on light. And I'm not actually trying to stun it this time. I'm just going to try to advance the light marker 1 space per success. So 5+, let's just get a nice roll here. 6 and 8, that'll do it. That is 2 of the 5 moves I need up the light track in order to advance through this scene. So that was a good outcome. Those dice are spent. Now I'm... gonna try to heal the adder. The goal is to roll 2 dice, heal the adder, and then with my remaining die, roll a 3++ the crystal to do the pass location. That's the dream. Let's see if this works. So I'm going to attempt to heal the adder. Wow, those are terrible rolls. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and use my hope. Because hopefully I'll gain some more boons later and I need to free up slots for them anyway. So, reroll any number of dice. So, another 2 rolls to attempt to get a 5+. There's some 5s. Okay, so the adder is healed. I gain a crystal from it. I'm going to put that onto the light action, I think, to help me get the 3 more I need there. I'll move heal to the end of the track. Okay. Final step of the plan is to explore now, roll a 3+. I don't have any manipulation, so I just need to roll a 3+. But if I do, I can spend the crystal on my explorer to get the 2 successes I need to do the pass location. And 3 is just enough. Okay, the 3 plus a crystal will complete pass. Looks like I get past these adder-infested trees. I lose 2 spirit for each adder in the river, but that's nothing. So it's not. I don't get anything from that, but I've made progress. We take those. Okay, that's all my dice spent, and also I've already used the thing. Oh no, never mind. I used the reroll. I could still boost, but I don't really see why I would. So I will end the Luma phase. Shadow phase activates creatures. Nothing happens. Advanced shadow marker. Something happens because that little symbol above this. We draw a creature card. So it's a cater, some sort of shadow feline. On play, it goes in the 4+ slot. After activation, it goes to the end of the river. Then draw 1 explore card. If it's a boon, discard it. If it's a bane, resolve its on-play effect. Oh, very similar to the shadow effect here. Okay, so it's like maybe a bane, maybe nothing. It also hits me for 1 spirit. Well, it's not great, but it's not the end of the world. So I'm going to a new Luma phase. I get all my dice. And what's my plan here? I can help. I wonder if I could just get the heck out of here. Like, if I help complete fetch, so that lets you swap the positions of 2 cards in the river, excluding help. So I was thinking I could get explore all the way to the front of the queue and go for the investigate just to leave. But A, I couldn't leave. I don't have the light filled up. And B, I would have to roll perfectly. So I am just going to... I guess I'm going to light and try to get the heal into a better position to deal with the cater. This is tricky because creatures are going to... I'm going to draw another one in 2 rounds. So, but it takes me... If I'm spending a whole round dealing with this, then... Yeah, maybe this thing's just going to... Maybe I'm going to ignore it. Let's try that. Alright. So then, what I'm going to do is the light action. At least for now. Maybe if this goes well, I will heal the cater next when it's in the 5+ slot. So I'm going to roll 3 dice, because I need 5+ to succeed. What I would love to do is get 2 successes at least, and spend the crystal for the 3rd. Alright, let's try it. 7 and a 5. That is 2 successes. Spend the crystal for the 3rd. Exactly what I wanted happened. 1, 2, 3. The light is here, meaning we can complete the final location and exit the scene. Okay, so those are spent. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to try to heal the cater then. It just takes 1 hit. The other thing I could do is help. I want to cycle help to the end of the river, I think. It's not... I might never do this fetch location. And so it's not doing much for me. So I wonder if I want to roll 1 die on it just to see if I gain a crystal and then cycle it out. And that would make heal 1 die. I would roll 1 die and succeed on a 4+ rather than roll 2 dice and succeed on a 5+. That's definitely worse odds, right? 2 dice succeeding on a 5+ is like a 75% chance of succeeding. Like 50-50 plus 50-50 or times 50-50 versus 1 die on a 4+ is a 62.5% chance. But it would cycle out my help card. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try it. All right, I'm going to roll 1 die on help. I'm not trying any specific help location. I'm just trying to gain a crystal. It's a 4. I gain a crystal. I will put it on Explorer because I need to get across this 3-pip Explorer location. So, sweet. That worked great. That die is used. Cycle these. And now I'm going to try to heal the cater. I just simply have to roll a 4+ on this die. Unless I want to get extra dice back with my boost, but I don't think I do. Alright, here we go. It's a 1. Well, that whiffed. So, not ideal. So unless I want to use my boosts, but now that I can't even heal, I don't think that's exciting to get dice and use them for anything. So I think that's that. The very first enemy is going to attack me. Creature, I should say. They're not enemies. They're just misunderstood. Okay. So it's going to... we're going to activate creatures in the shadow phase. It's going to drain 1 spirit from me. And then its after activation is go to the end of the river. So that's nice. It gets out of the way. Then draw 1 explore card. If it's a boon, discard it. If it's a bane, resolve it. Joy. It's a boon. It would light 1 creature when I used it, but it's just discarded. Okay. That's pretty decent. And when I travel, I discard creatures from the river. So I think that's going to be my goal this round is to travel and get the hell out of here. Okay. Shadow phase does move the shadow up. It's the same effect that the cater did. Draw 1 explore card, resolve it only if it's a bane. It's a boon again, so we're still good. Insight. Move 1 action card to the 3+ space. Ooh, that's a great one. Sad I don't have that. Okay. Okay, so I've got Explore in my 3+ slot. I can pretty much just try to get out of here. Why don't I just... Like, I want to succeed at that for sure. So I want to maybe plan on 4 dice for it, and I have the crystal if I need it. But that does leave me with 1 die. And so I might as well try to help with it and just gain 1 more crystal. I think that's what I'm thinking. So first I will do the help action, just going for a crystal. 7 will do it. So I'm going to gain a crystal. I'll put it on the light action. And then with these 4 dice, I will explore. So if I get 3 successes, which are 3 pluses, I can travel. 4, 5, 7, that'll do it. I did not need to spend my crystal, so I can save that. That's sweet. That's complete. It says gain 2 crystals, then draw story card 1. Okay, I'm gonna put these... I might just kind of spread them all out. 1 crystal on each action just feels nice and flexible, you know? And I will draw story card 1. It says Guardian. Oh yeah, so this is this investigate. We're investigating this glowing stag. Guardian. Luma ran toward the deer, only to watch as it vanished into a funnel of leaves and shadow. She plucked a leaf from the air, and it sparked another vision. The majestic creature valiantly warding off a pack of wolves, defending the young woman and her infant child from the shadow. On play, search the chapter deck for the Not Mare, then take the top 2 cards of the creature deck. Shuffle these 3 cards together and place them face down on top of the creature deck. Okay. Oh, that's the next thing on the bottom, so you don't have to search very hard. So I'm going to take this and 2 cards from the creature deck, shuffle them together. Okay. That is done. There's not a story discard, is there? So I'll just set it to the side, I guess. Okay, so this Nightmare maybe needs to be healed to progress at the next location or something like that, which is why it's shuffled into the top 3. Or maybe it's just really bad and you have to deal with it. A number of ways that could go. Luma prevailed. If you resolve the investigate location, travel to scene 4 at Willow Creek. Sweet. So we're going to follow the travel steps here. We discard creatures in the river. Gator is gone. We'll clean up the river. Remove markers from the scene. Obviously, we will need to turn the page. And then check this out. This is so cool. This book is down the middle of this dashboard with these... Oh, wow. Knocked stuff around. With these, kind of the dashboard on the edges. So you just turn the middle page. It works so great. I love the way that this does storybook game. It's like you're not moving miniatures around on it like a dungeon crawler storybook game or anything, but it's just really, it's really nice. It feels really good. So, Willow Creek, a sudden cacophony of shrieks and squeals filled the air around Luma and Brahm. Critters of all sizes scattered frantically across the forest bed, pursued by tendrils of shadow and menacing creatures. Luma stiffened, unsure of what to do. Fluttering wings alerted her to a cloud of flatter rats darkening the sky above. They swooped down and sank their claws into a massive Wildwoods, dragging it into the enveloping shadow. Moments later, the same boar reemerged from the darkness, its eyes now ablaze with malice. This is a little more grim and almost kind of like quasi-violent than I almost expected. They swooped down and sank their claws into this creature, dragging it into the shadow. Then the same boar re-emerged from the darkness, its eyes now ablaze with malice. So that must be the Nightmare. I didn't look at it closely. We'll see what it is when it comes up. Scene setup. Place the light marker on the left and the shadow marker on the right. Search the chapter deck for Wildwoods and Flatterrat and resolve each of their on-play effects in that order. They are, again, the next 2 creatures on the bottom of the story deck. So, Wildwoods enters play on 6+. Oh, so this is not the Nightmare. It is a creature that got corrupted by the story we heard. And the Flatterrat. This creature says you cannot spend crystals on play, end of the river. After activation, it has no effect, but it does do 2 spirit. Brutal. Okay. The shadow effects, this eye symbol, are going to draw 1 creature card, and this fish amulet symbol, let's call it an amulet. It says if there's no Flatterrat in the river, search the creature discard pile for Flatterrat and resolve its on-play effect, which will add it back to play. Okay, so the bats are constantly swarming us here. In order for Luma to prevail, we need to resolve rescue. First, we have to wade, hide, and then rescue. And that will draw story card 3 and advance us. If the shadow prevails by reaching the center, we lose 4 spirit and draw story card 4. Okay. So, we start with a fresh Luma phase when we travel. So, we're going to retrieve all of our dice. And now it's action time. These are rough, because the Wildwoods I would like to defeat, but I wish I could spend the crystal on the heal. But I can't, because the Flatterat says I can't. And so I should probably just try to heal the Flatterat and maybe stun the Wildwoods this turn. Let's try that. So, I'm going to... Oh, Wade says, if I'm exploring here, to attempt you must use all your remaining dice. I wonder if I want to do that soon. Okay, then I guess I am just going to try to heal the Flatterat. It's a 5+, so I'm gonna roll 2 dice. Gives me 75% success. I would discard it and get rid of it for a couple rounds. And then I can move on to exploring or maybe lighting a little bit. Yeah, okay. Alright, so here comes the Flatterat. That die is very cocked. A 4 won't do it. Brutal. Okay, so the heal fails. You hate to see that. What are my options for help? I can dispel, advance the light marker 1 space, then choose 3 explore cards, keep 1 to keep and discard the others. Oh, that's nice. And distract, rearrange any cards in the river excluding help. Okay, so that's similar to last time. Heal now being at the end of the river is not what I wanted. Alright, well I want to light the Wildwoods, I think. I don't want to lose 3 spirit. It takes 1 hit. I'm going to roll 2 dice. No, because I can't spend crystals, so if I'm going to try to wade, I need 2 there. I guess I'm going to attempt a light. You know what, let's see. I'm in kind of bad shape here. I'm going to use my boost to recover these dice. Now I can do a little bit of everything. So I'm going to roll 2 dice on the light to attempt a success to light the Wildwoods. A 5 will do it. Okay, so that is going to stun it and push it to the end of the river. And then the action I used will go to the end of the river. Okay, so that's good. Now I still can't spend crystals, but I have 3 dice. I can attempt to wade and with my explore action, and I should get 2 hits. Let's try it. 4 and 6 will do it. Okay, so succeed at that. Gain 2 crystals. Not that I can spend them, but I'm going to throw another one on Explore, because I might even try to get some more boons soon. And I'm going to put one on Light as well, I guess. Okay, so Explore goes down to the end of the river. I have a lot of crystals that I'm just not allowed to spend. But I did make forward progress, at least. We'll take that. Okay, in the shadow phase, we're going to activate creatures. So the Flatterat's going to drain 2 spirit and move to the end, or after activation, no effect. Wildwoods will not drain spirit because it's stunned, and after activation, go to the end of the river. Okay. Then we advance the shadow token, draw 1 creature card. Woof. On play, end of the river for this Vos. So that's the right place. And after activation, end of the river, then lose a crystal. And it hits for 2 spirit. Woof! Things are getting rough. Alright, the Flatterat has to go. Well, does it? The Flatterat is just going to come back again. So why defeat it? Okay. If I'm not going to do that, what am I going to do? I think I like the idea of trying to do help. Let me recover my dice here. If I can do the Dispel, I can advance the light marker 1 space and draw 3 Explore cards, keep 1. That seems solid. So I'm going to do that with... Sheesh. Is 2 dice enough? Because then this will be in the 4 space. I want 3 dice for my heal action. Yeah, I'm just going to hope for the best here. Do 2 dice. 3 and 6 will succeed. Whew. Okay. That will complete the Dispel location. Advance the light marker 1 space. Draw 3 Explore cards, choose 1 to keep. Lucky. When used during the shadow phase, ignore all spirit loss from 1 creature. Sting, we would lose 2 spirit. Or Bliss. When used, choose a boon card from the Explore discard pile and keep it. I mean, that's just like... It's like a wild boon. That seems like the obvious choice, because this could even get lucky if I wanted it. So, take Bliss, discard the others, and we move to the light track. That went great. Only spent 2 dice. That went very great. Okay. Oops. Lost the crystal from it. All right. With the remaining 3 dice, I think I'm going to heal and try to heal the Wildwoods and get it off my board. 3 dice. They succeed on 4+, and I need 2 successes. Let's do it. That won't do it. Okay. So I'm realizing now that I don't recall whether I have to declare the target, or can I heal the Flatterat just to do it? Because then at least I won't lose spirit. I think you can't. I'll check this afterwards. But I think you had to target a creature. If you don't get enough, that's when you can do the bottom half of the card. So I do, with my 1 success, get to do the bottom, which says for each success gain a spirit. So that's something, gain 1. But that was brutal. Okay, well, next round the Flatterat's gotta go. But for now, that's the end of the Luma phase. Yeah, not good. Okay, so we're gonna activate creatures. Flatterat's gonna do 2 spirit. Wildwoods gonna do 3 spirit. And then go to the end of the river. And the Vos is gonna do 2 spirit. And then go to the end of the river, and I lose a crystal. So let's lose that from light, I think. Actually, I think from help. Okay. Okay. We advance the shadow marker. This is where, if there was no Flatterat in play, it would respawn. But there is, so that's good. The downside, or the problem here, is with getting rid of it, is that I can't use my heal because it's too far up the river. So why don't I start with light and just start inching it down and get my dice back. I'll roll 2 dice and hopefully light the Wildwoods. That's the plan? Sure. What are my options for them in the boon discard pile? There's nothing that can just like auto succeed and die, right? Ignore spirit loss, retrieve 2 used dice. Oh, move an action card to the 3+ space slot. That's probably the play. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna use Bliss to get Insight. And then use Insight to move an action card to the 3+ space slot, which is just going to push everything else down. Then discard this card. Alright. Now I just need to make sure that I succeed against the Flatterat. It's a 3+. Do I feel... Am I willing to roll the die and take a 75% chance, or should I make it 2 dice? I need these dice for other things. You know? Man. I think I'm gonna roll 1 die. I have a plan B here also. I haven't used Brahm's Protect ability, which is during the Luma phase, if Brahm is not in the Shadow discard pile, which you can do for its a once per game ability. I can spend a crystal to light a creature, so that would obviously be good and prevent a lot of spirit loss. So, all right, I'm gonna roll. No, I'll roll 2 dice. I gotta get the flatter out of here. Okay, 2 dice on heal. Yep, crushed it. 1 die would have been fine, but Flat is discarded. I gain a crystal, which I'll go ahead and put on heal, and then push this down the river. Okay, suddenly these other things are in much better positions. So I have 3 dice left. Yeah, I think that my plan is probably to light the Wildwoods with Brahm. So what am I doing now? If I can do the hide ability, move 1 creature card to the end of the river, then draw story card 2. Hopefully that's something helpful. I'm going to throw 1 die at this. I succeed on a 4+ and can spend a crystal to succeed at the action. So I'm going to try to explore the hide location. It's a 2. Damn. Well, alright. This is going so good. Jeez. Alright. Well then, I'm going to use light. I'm going to actually see if I can just get this here and get it done with. So I will roll my last 2 dice. They succeed on 3 pluses. 4 and 7, great. And then I can spend 2 crystals while I'm able to, because there's no flatterats, to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's done at least. This is pushed down. And before I end the Luma phase, I am going to go ahead and do the Brahm ability. I'll spend a crystal from heal to light 1 creature. So the Wildwoods will go to the end of the river and be stunned. And we flip this card. So with care during the Luma phase, I can spend 2 crystals from action cards to gain 2 spirit, which would then stop me from drawing a shadow card. Is that actually something I want to do? But spending 2 of my 3 crystals right now, that doesn't feel worth it. Alright. So I won't do that. Then when we go in the shadow phase, the Vos does 2 spirit to me. So it's going to cycle back to the start of the bar and I have to draw the next shadow card. Doubt. I should never have come this way. What if I fail? On play, move each creature card 1 space toward the start of the river, then lose 2 spirit or 2 crystals. Well, it's definitely going to be 2 spirit. And wow, these are each going to move up. That's pretty brutal. Okay. After the activation, the Vos says, end of the river, then lose a crystal. Jeez, I'll take that off of Explore. I really want that crystal on heal to actually defeat some creatures. The Wildwoods is stunned, but goes to the end of the river. Oh, so them moving forward didn't matter much from that shadow card. That's good. Okay. Alright. Shadow advances. Draw a creature card. It's a cater again. This is going to go into the 4+ slot. Jeez, I hate that. Okay. Now we got to clear some of these. And so... Oh, this distractibility actually that rearranges any card in the river. Any cards? That's really good. Maybe I want to heal, take something out, and then do that. To repeat? Let's try it. Okay. I'm going to heal. I will use 2 dice because I want to make sure to roll a success on a 5+, and then spend this crystal, and together that will defeat the Wildwoods and gain me 2 crystals. So let's go for that. 1 success, I spend the crystal, defeat the Wildwoods. 2 crystals come back. I'm going to put 1 back on heal and 1 on help. Yeah. Okay. This will go down here. All right, that's something. That's something. Next, I'm going to use the distract. I'm going to roll 1 die. It'll succeed on a 3+, and then I can spend that crystal and hopefully get to rearrange all the cards, putting heal back to the front of the queue. That's the goal here. Okay. It's a 5, so that worked. Spend the crystal, use distract, rearrange any cards in the river, excluding help. And the reason for that is that help is then immediately going to move to the end. So I'm just going to move it to the end. And then let's put heal at the front. I think explore next is fine. So I'll just do something like this. Okay, now with heal back, I want to take out the Vos. So I have 2 dice left. So if I heal the Vos, roll 3+, spend the token, defeat it. Then I also explore. I guess I'm gonna get greedy. We'll see if this hoses me. I'm gonna roll 1 die, trying to heal the Vos. I need a 3+. Come on. It's a 1. Damn it. All right. Well, that went terribly. But I can still follow through with my plan to try to explore the hide location. I just need to roll out 3+ and spend this crystal. What could go wrong? There we go. It's a 3. I'll spend the crystal. Successfully hide. So move 1 creature card to the end of the river. They both go to the end of the river when they activate, so I don't feel very strongly one way or another at this point in time. Then draw story card 2. Squeaks and shadows. Amidst the commotion, Luma dashed behind the trunk of a large tree. When she dared to peek out, Luma saw a tiny squirrel stranded near the water, squeaking for help. "Hold on, Eek," she cried, desperate to rescue her friend. On play, move any number of crystals from your action cards to other action cards. I'm going to be honest, I don't think this is good. I don't think this is useful. Because I only have 1 anyway, and the Vos is going to make me lose 1 in a moment. So that's a bummer. But at least I got through the second of the 3 mandatory locations. So that's good. Okay. So the explore action moves back, and that's it. This is not going well. This game is already a lot harder than I expected for the second scene of chapter 1. Okay. Then it's the shadow phase. Cater is going to deal 1 damage, or one damage. I'll lose 1 spirit. Then it's going to go to the end of the river and see if there's a Bane on top of the Explore deck again. It is Focus. That's not a Bane, so nothing happens. Then the Vos will drain 2 spirit, move to the end of the river, and I lose a crystal. There goes my heal crystal. Advance the Shadow Marker. The Flatterat is back. It goes to the end of the river. Holy, this is bad. I mean, I guess that's not so bad because I don't have crystals to spend anyway. So, silver linings. Okay, fresh round. All right, I mean, all that's left to get the hell out of here is the rescue. But it needs 4 successes, and my Explorer is at 6+. So just going for that is not the answer. So I think I need to light probably the Vos to cycle this card out and attempt to stun 1. I'm probably just going to roll 1 die, though, because I want to do other things with these other dice. So 1 die, a 3+, I can stun it. It's a 6. Sweet. Let's stun the Vos. Put it down to the end. And light moves down as well. Sweet. Something went well. Next, I can help. It gains crystals. Okay, so here's the dream. I help. It gains me a crystal. Then I heal and get rid of the flat rat so I can spend crystals, and it gives me another crystal. I'll have 2 on Explorer, and then I have 2 dice left to get out of here. I guess I'm going to try it. Devos is stunned, so I'm not going to take too much damage to my spirit here. So I'm going to help. I'm going to only roll 1 die, because really, the crystal is great. Also, I just want it off of I want it down the river. So 3+ will get me a crystal. 6, that'll do it. I'm going to put it on Explore. Plan is going great so far. Next, I'm going to heal. And here's the thing. In order to actually get out of here this round, I can only roll 1 die. But 2 dice doubles my chances. From 75% to... Well, it halves my chances of failure, I guess. 75% to 87%. I think I'm in bad enough shape that I should just risk it. No, this is insane, right? This is insane. I've gotta roll 2 dice. What am I even gonna use my last one for then? Maybe I need to just roll all these dice and then next round start with an Explorer. That's the play. Okay. As long as, oh boy, that special creature is gonna come upon that night maw. Whatever it was called. So that's going to be miserable. But if I leave, then I'll be fine. Okay, yeah, so 3 dice to heal the damn flatter rats so that next round I can spend my Explore crystals and get out of here. That's the plan. Alright, I did roll a 1, so who knows if 1 die would have been that die, but I succeeded. I heal away the flatter rat. I gain a crystal, it's going on my Explore card. Move these down. That went well. And that's it, I'm out of dice. So, we'll activate creatures. Cater is going to hit me for 1 spirit and then check the top card. It's a boon, I'm fine. And it goes to the end of the river. The Vos is stunned. Oh, I forgot about this. That's okay, I guess. I don't know that it changes anything, but it still does this after activation. Go to the end of the river and I lose a crystal. And now I advance the shadow token to the last space. I have to get out this round. And I'm going to draw... Oh, it's the Nightmare. That's what it was. On play 3+. Jeez. Okay, let's back this up. It is kind of this horrific red. It almost looks like fire, but it's like not quite right for fire. Anyway, goes in 3+. Then resolve the on-play effect of the top card of the shadow discard pile. That is going to say, move each creature 1 space toward the start of the river, then lose 2 spirit or 2 crystals. Jeez. Okay, so basically these are going to push back the heal. And then, after activation, which is 4 spirit, return this card to the game box, then draw 1 creature card, and do not activate it this shadow phase. Okay, so it's only going to happen once, but it doesn't really matter because I need to get out of here this time. Alright, so to get this out of the 3 slot, I need to triple light it. That's not going to happen. So I think the plan is the same. I need to get 4 successes by spending this crystal and rolling well enough on my Explorer. It just, the odds got a lot worse because I lost the crystal to the Vos, and now Explorer's in the 4 slot instead of the 3. But I'm going to throw 5 dice at it and hope for the best. I think that's the only way that I can prevail at this scene. So, here goes nothing, I guess. 5 dice on an Explore action, trying to pull off the rescue. I need 3 successes, and then I can spend the crystal for the 4th. So I need 3 dice to be 4 or higher. We've got 4, 5, 5, 8. We've done it without spending the crystal. Incredible. Okay. Rescue says, draw story card 3. A furry friend. With panic filling her eyes, Luma leapt into the water. She reached the helpless squirrel and scooped it into her arms just as a flatter rat swooped by. "You're safe now, Eek," she whispered gently. The squirrel emitted a thankful squeak, but then sprang from her arms, frightened by the sound of distant howls. On play, gain the 10-sided die and add it to your available dice. Oh, that's huge. So now I just have 6 dice per round and one of them's a D10? That's amazing. Okay. Wow, so if the shadow had prevailed, it would have had me draw story card 4. I don't know what that does, but it would not have given me that D10, I guess. So, feel great that that worked out. And then, Luma prevails. If you resolve the rescue location, travel to scene 5, Antler Hill. Okay, so, Antler Hill. As Luma and Brahm rushed to escape the encroaching shadows, the sounds of howling grew closer and closer. "This way," she shouted, pointing to a small clearing ahead. "Maybe we..." She started, but then stopped dead in her tracks. Atop a small hill in the forest glen stood a gigantic wolf, formed of scarlet shadow. It glared menacingly, its gaze fixed on a pack of wolves that circled a familiar deer. The same deer from my visions. There's the deer. I do need to follow those travel steps properly, I'm realizing. We discard creatures from the river. Thank goodness. Clean up the river. Okay, and we've already turned the page. So, scene setup. Light marker on the left, shadow marker on the right. Search the chapter deck for the Skadulf and Wolf. Yep, they're the bottom 2 cards here. And resolve each of their on-play effects in that order. And then draw 1 creature card. We're going straight for 3 creatures, huh? Okay. Let's see, in that order. So it is the Skadulf first. Oh boy, it's this. That's ominous. On play, End of the River. It hits for 3 spirit, and then after activation, move 1 space toward the start of the river. Then if this card is in the 3 space, lose another 2 spirit. Oh gosh, and this can only be stunned. There's no healing it. The wolf, on play, go to 6+. After activation, End of the River, then draw 1 creature card. Do not activate it this shadow phase. Okay. And then finally, draw 1 creature card as the last setup step. So, Vos. On play, End of the River. After activation, End of the River, then lose a crystal. Welp. I've got some stuff to heal. And stun. Jeez. Okay. This is scary. So my objectives here are assist. Swap the positions of 2 cards in the river, excluding Explore. Okay, well that's a good way to send. It's mandatory, but that's a good way to send the Skadulf back to the end of the river. On Defend, gain a crystal, then draw story card 5, and on Banish, draw story card 6. It looks like I'm not going to need story card 4, so I'm not going to look at it. I'm just going to set it aside. That's the one that I would have read if I had failed the last scene. Okay, this is brutal because this light is how you stun creatures, which I need to regularly do with the Skadulf. But, well, I guess I save 3 spirit if I do. I could also just win fast. Maybe that's the play here. Okay. So I want to 6 dice. If I can get the heal into a good spot and heal away one of these and win gain the crystals, I would feel great about that. It feels a little early to assist though, because to explore the assist location, because swapping the positions of 2 cards in the river is like not that interesting right now. Maybe I just want to do the explore cards, gain a boon. And then I want to late. Oh, this is interesting. I haven't actually looked at the rest of the help locations. Blaze, I can lose 1 to 3 spirit to advance the light marker an equal number of spaces. That could be. I'm not going to do that right off, but that could be really clutch. And distract. Discard wolf from the river. Oh shoot. Okay. Well, that seems incredible. So I want to do one of these things to get help to at least the force slot. So yeah, I will light, and I'm gonna roll 2 dice. I succeed on 4+. I'm gonna roll 2 dice. I'm gonna try to stun. Oh well, if I can discard the wolf from the river. Oh, I can see that it's going to come back from this symbol, but that's going to keep happening. Yeah, it's still probably worth doing. If I can discard the wolf from the river, then what I'll try to do is stun the Vos. And if I... yeah. Okay, so rolling... you know, I'm going to save a die then. I'm going to roll 1 die with light to try to stun the Vos. Oh, it's a 1. Okay, well, that fails. But okay. Heal is at 6+ still. Yeah, so that getting 2 successes is going to take me too many dice. So I'm going to distract, try to discard the wolf from the river. And then, yeah, it'll come back, but it will not, like, this also causes a shadow card, a creature card to be drawn, so that would not happen, and the 2 spirit loss wouldn't happen. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 dice here, I think. It's a 4+. I'm going to save my 10-sided die. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. So 3. Wow, that misses. The 3s aren't good, so on a 4, I gain a crystal. Let me put it on heal. And that's brutal. Okay, I mean, with that, I guess I just try to heal the wolf. I'm not happy about it. Oh, if I heal the wolf, then the Skadolf is... I can't keep saying Skadolf with a straight face here. Man, alright. Skadolf is such a silly name for a scary nightmare creature. If I do this, then the Skadolf will reach the front of the river. I think it's happening either way. I think I'm just losing a ton of spirit here. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I've got my D10, so my odds are a little higher. I'm going to try to heal the wolf. That'll get me 2 crystals and save a lot of grief. Alright, here we go. 1 success, and I can spend the crystal. So the wolf is healed. I get 2 crystals for doing that. I'm going to drop them on light and heal, I think. I guess. That's a tricky call, where to put those crystals. And then that was it. So we're going to the shadow phase. The Skadolf is going to move 1 space toward the start of the river. So do 3 spirit, move 1 space toward the start of the river. Then if it's on the 3+ space, another 2 spirit. And then the Vos does 2 spirit. So it's time to draw the final shadow card. But I'm going to use my once per game ability on Luma and Braum to say, instead of drawing the final shadow card, place Braum on top of the shadow discard pile with the protect side face up, then flip this card. So Braum is gone, but protected me from the shadow. And flip this card. I no longer have that. Now I do have an ability that says, during the Luma phase, you may spend a crystal from any action card to reroll 1 die, which, that sounds great. That sounds really great. Okay, so that's nice. Yeah, and that was the Vos's spirit. Okay, it goes to the end of the river, and I lose a crystal. Cool. It's gonna be from light, I guess. Alright, finally we advance the shadow token, and it says, if there's no wolf in the river, take it out of the discard pile, which is gonna put it in 6+. Yeesh. Alright, new round. New round. I'm on my last spirit bar, probably, assuming that Shadow ends this. I've got to get through these before I run out of spirit. So I'm going to explore, and if I get assist, I can swap Skadolf and heal or something to try to get rid of a creature. Okay. So let's do that. I will explore. I'm gonna roll. I guess I'll just roll 2 dice. I have a crystal here. Yeah, this should work. Oh, they succeed. Sweet. I saved that crystal. That's clutch. Okay, I've successfully assisted. Swap the positions of 2 cards in the river. So Skadulf and Heal are going to swap. Okay. And then Explorer is going to go down. It's so... Skadulf moves up the river so fast. Alright. Next I want to heal. Try to get this wolf back off. It's going to spawn again, but otherwise it would do 2 spirit to me and then spawn an extra creature on its own. So, and I get 2 crystals when I do it. Alright, so heals in 3+. If I roll 2 regular dice, I should get a success and spend this crystal. No problem. Let's do that. I didn't! A pair of 2s! Alright, I guess I gotta spend the crystal from Explorer to re-roll one using Luma. I need to get this wolf out of here. That works. Spend the crystal, defeat the wolf, get 2 crystals back. I'll put one on... Put one on Light, I think, and one on Explore. And then Heal moves down. The Skadulf's almost back to the front. It's so brutal. It's gonna hit me so hard. But I don't know what to do about it. I mean, I guess I can light it. Oh man, okay. So with this help card, I could try to gain 3 crystals. Putting those on light, yeah, seems pretty good. I should probably do that. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm going to try to find. I still have the Vos here, which is going to eat one of those crystals too. Well, it's going to eat one anyway, so this is still +3. Alright, I'm going to attempt to find. I will use the D10 here to try to get a 4+. It's a 9. Sweet. So that succeeds. I'm going to mark that to gain 3 crystals. I'm going to put 2 of them on Light and 1 of them on Explore. Move these all down. So the Skadulf is an issue. I have 1 die left. I guess I go with Light because I can spend 2 crystals to stun it. That prevents 5 spirit loss. I guess that's worth it. I still have to get this done at some point, but yeah. Alright, hopefully this works out. So, I'll roll a die, I need a 3+. Otherwise, I can't do it at all. It's an 8. Okay, so that's 1 success. 2 crystals will stun the Skadulf, putting it at the end of the river. That's something. And this is harrowing. Jeez. Okay, so in the shadow phase, the Vos is going to cost me 2 spirit. And then I lose a crystal. I guess it's from Light at this instance. Oh, Light also should have been down at the end of the river. Okay. And then this goes end of the river. Alright. Skadulf's moving right back up again already. And then we'll activate the Skadulf. It was stunned, so it doesn't do 3. And then after activation, it moves 1 up and then tries to do 2, but it's not at the front of the river. So that's all solid. Okay, new round. New round, I have my Explore in the 3+ with lots of crystals. So I think I do the defend action. Oh, sorry. Shadow should have moved up. This again is going to pull the wolf out of the discard pile. And it goes on the 6+ on play. Okay, but now if I distract it successfully this time, it's a big if, but discarding it, it would at least be gone for 2 rounds. It's not going to respawn again for a while. And if I defend successfully, I draw story card 5, which maybe gets rid of the Skadulf? Maybe? I don't know. The other one's called Banish. That sounds more promising. But defense still sounds good. It's a good thing will happen if I do that, right? All right. And obviously Explore is on the 3+ slot, so... Man, I really thought that I'd be doing more, like using Explore to draw cards from the Explore deck, and damn, that has not happened. It's so interesting. You just really need to keep pushing fast with this. Okay, so it's at 3+. One die is tempting, but I don't wanna risk it. I'm gonna actually roll kind of a lot of dice so that I can try to save these crystals because I'm gonna need them for the banish step later. So I'm gonna roll 3 dice and on 3+ they succeed, so maybe I don't have to spend any. I don't have to spend any. They all succeed. So on defend, I am going to gain a crystal. I'm going to put it on heal. Try to get some of these creatures out of here. And then, yeah, we'll see whether I regret not putting it on light. But heal is up front. Yeah, okay. That helps me gain more crystals too. All right, then draw story card 5. Respite. Together, Luma and Brahm sprang from their vantage to reach the deer's side. As she watched the deer stare defiantly at the wolf on the hill, she felt a spark of courage begin to form. On play, move each creature card to the end of the river in an order of your choice. Then draw 3 Explorer cards. Choose one to keep and discard the others. That seems solid. Okay, well, the order of my choice will definitely have the Skadolf be last. So let's do something like Vos Wolf Skadolf, I guess. That's still a very silly thing to keep saying over and over. Okay, now excuse me, then this is going to happen. But now we just need to banish. Just need to banish. This is starting to look doable. Okay, well, we also need a lot of light. That's a minor detail. Okay, 3 dice left. I need to heal one of these things off the table. And I think it's got to be the wolf. So let's see. Yeah, I guess I will heal with 2 8-sided dice. I have a crystal if I need it. Succeed on 3+. I'm going for the wolf. Whew. Just barely. Okay. 3 plus the crystal will heal the wolf. That gains me 2 crystals. I want to put them on... Oh, so now help is in an odd spot. Help and light. Okay. Light has a crystal on it. I could try to stun the Vos with it, but then Skadolf would just be up to the front of the queue. So I think I am just going to attempt to advance the track with it this round. Or do I just want to help? Let's see. If I help, I could spend some spirit. The Skadolf's making it to the front again no matter what. Jeez, that... Oh, ha ha ha! Remind me in the comments next time. I forgot to look at 3 Explorers and keep one. So they are Stink, which is a boon. When used, move 1 creature card to the end of the river. Distract, swap the positions of 2 cards in the river. Or Path, advance the light marker up to 2 spaces. Wow, these are all very good. But I think it's the move a creature. Right? Because that can send the Skadolf back. Yeah, I think so. And I'm probably just going to do that here at the end of the round. Okay, with that established now, I think I'm going to use help and just try to get as many crystals as possible on light and just try to blow this up. So that then I can explore soon from there. That I think is now the plan. Alright, so I'm going to roll a d10 to help and I'm just going for crystals. 6 will do it, so that's 1 crystal. I'll spend this crystal to gain a 2nd crystal, and then put them both on light. Okay, I'm going to lose a lot of spirit here. That's the bad thing. So is Stink worth doing at this moment, or would I rather wait? I think I'd rather wait till next round so that the Skadolf is not clogging up my river. And I'm just going to lose a lot of spirit, but it is what it is. Okay, we activate creatures. The Vos is going to go to the end of the river and then eat a crystal. I think I need the crystals on light, and I'm going to discard one from Explore. Doesn't feel great. That was 2 spirit. And then the Skidolf is going to do 3 spirit, move up, and do 2 more. Ow. Ow, that's so painful. Can I survive the next round? I don't know. I don't know. We will see. Okay. It's... Oh, the shadow... Shadow effect is draw a creature card. I got Cry on play, end of the river. Does 1 spirit after activation, move 1 space toward the start of the river. Okay. I'm looking at that, so I can take like either a hit from the Skidolf or from the Vos and the Cry. I can basically 3 spirit and I won't draw the last shadow card. So that's all interesting. Man, basically... I need 3, 4. I need 6 light movement. I'm trying to see if there's a way, if there's a route to get out this round. Because I can spend, I have 3 spirit I can spend. If I'm going to try to escape this round, I can spend 3 of it to blaze for 3 light. Then I really just need 3 more from this one. Yeah, I think that's the play. Okay. So I'm going to take some risks and attempt to make this work, I guess. All right, so I'm going to use Stink. I want all my actions as effective as possible. So I'm moving the Skidolf to the end. Then I'm going to light. I'm going to roll. I have to take some risks here. I need to like do a single die, succeed on light. Also do a single die and succeed on help. So maybe I save the D10 for that because it's not going to be all the way down here. And then succeed at explore. Yeah. Maybe consider healing. All right, so it's going to start with light, but I've just got to roll a 3. Ooh, it's a 3. Okay, so that's 1 success. 2, 3, doot. And then because I can spend 3 when I succeed at blaze, I'm going to leave 1 here, which I can spend on a reroll. So that's really good. My plan is alive. Okay. Whew, 1 down. All right, so I need to explore. I have 1 crystal, so to do banish, and also it's a story card, so maybe this would also help me in some way. Ideally, maybe get rid of the Skidolf. Let me think about this. I can just throw all these dice at it, kind of all but 1. And 4 of them need to succeed. But it's a 3+. Or I could try to heal like something like the Cry to earn a crystal. But I guess that's 1 less die just for with worse odds just for a crystal. Yeah. No, I think I just go for the Explorer. I am going to need to help. So I'm going to save my D10 and roll the rest of these. Oh, that's so bad, though. They just all have to hit. They all have to. It's pretty unlikely. But I don't see another plan. Because if I roll one on a 4+, that has to hit, and then 3 will have to hit. It's really all that I can see, though. Unless I roll them all hoping that story card 6 gives me some other benefit. But I'm worried that it just discards the Skidolf and doesn't actually like move me towards victory. You know what? Alright. If it gets rid of the Skidolf, I only lose 3 spirit in the shadow phase and I don't lose. So that's the... Okay, so that's the... I just won't be able to blaze anymore. But the enemies go to the end of the river. I can light next time. Okay, I think that's the play. I think I roll all the dice on Vanish. That way I only need to roll successes on 4 of the 5 dice. Draw story card 6. Hopefully, it's called Banish. It gets rid of the Skadolf. I'll get hit for 3 spirit, which I can take. And then I survive into next round to finish this out. That's the plan. That's the plan. Okay. Here's the roll. If I only get 3 or less successes on these dice, then I was doomed anyway. Oh, this does not look good. That's only 2 successes. 1, 2, 2. Wow. I can spend this to re-roll from light. That's a success now. That's 3, 4. That's not enough. Wow. Okay, well, so those 3 successes will let me look at 3 explore cards and see if one of these saves me. They are all Banes, and I even have to take one. All right, so like I lose 2 crystals, I only have 1 to lose. And that was from Stuck. This cycles through. All right, I'm out of dice, and in the shadow phase, I take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 shadow. So I have to draw the shadow card. That was 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. Lost. It's hopeless. Everything is lost. If you draw this card during Scene 5, Antler Hill, and you've resolved the Defend location, travel to Scene 6, A Deer's Passing. Otherwise, travel to Scene 33, Alone in the Dark. Okay. So I kind of got a partial victory there? And that's interesting. It says travel. This still might just be an epilogue. Because, yeah, so Luma didn't prevail, nor did the Shadow prevail. Either of the two kind of things that usually travel you. This says to travel. Okay, let's see what happens. My guess is it's just an epilogue to read. Looks like it. A deer's passing. Too frightened to act, Luma turned and ran back into the forest. Brahm breathed a heavy sigh and, with a quick glance at the overwhelming shadow, retreated with her. As they ran through the trees, back over the mossy ground, Luma heard the sounds of struggle grow louder and louder, then all went quiet. Luma stopped. I can't run away. I can't just leave them. She looked to Brahm beside her. We must go back, Brahm. The forest, these creatures, they need our help. Luma lowered her head into her hands, but a gentle nudge from Brahm kept her focused. Carefully, Luma and Brahm made their way back to the clearing. When they arrived, they found the shadow beast and its wolves had disappeared, but the tension in the air lingered, like a storm waiting to break. In the middle, the deer lay wounded, its breathing short and raspy. Luma dropped to her knees and caressed the creature's muzzle. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she listened to its labored gasps. She squeezed her eyes tight and placed her hands on its neck, hoping to heal the deer like she had done with the others. Nothing happened. She was too late. Luma opened her eyes to find the deer staring directly at her, its eyes filled with a mixture of pain and understanding. As the two locked eyes, Luma's vision flashed. A gigantic oak tree, bigger than all around it, stood somewhere deep within the forest. Wreathed in shadows, its branches lay bare save for a handful of softly glowing leaves on the verge of falling. A gust of wind loosened one of the lone remaining leaves, and Luma watched it swirl off into the distance. With a final sigh, the deer rested its head on Luma's lap, closed its eyes, and drifted away. In the silence that followed, Luma's heart pounded like the beat of distant drums. Sadness gripped her as the image of the giant oak tree lingered in her mind. She pondered its meaning. The leaves are calling me. Whatever awaited her there, she needed to find it quickly, before the shadow swallowed it whole. A twig snapped nearby, breaking the stillness, followed by a soft rustle of leaves. Luma sprang to her feet. Her eyes darted toward the sound, but she saw nothing. After a moment, she looked at Brahm, who sniffed at the air. We need to keep moving, Luma said, more to herself than to the bear. Oh, brutal. Okay. So it says down here, oh man, all right, yeah, so we didn't save the stag. It just imparted one more vision of sort of a wilting tree as its like dying wish almost. Damn, that's heavy. Okay. So we're going to search the chapter deck for grief and add it to our explore deck. Here we go. It's a bane and a trauma that says at the start of each shadow phase, lose a spirit. On play, place one of your boon cards face down on top of the Explorer deck. Then place this card in the boon area. Oh geez, you lose a boon and put it in your boon area, and it has this ongoing spirit loss. You can heal it for 2 successes on heal. Yikes. Okay, that goes in the Explorer deck, which I assume then the Explorer deck must get used chapter to chapter rather than replaced each chapter. I wasn't really sure how that would work. If you have the 10-sided die, search the chapter deck for Eek and add it to your Explorer deck. Then return the 10-sided die. So that does mean we saved the squirrel. Not the deer, but the squirrel. So Eek is a boon, a companion. When used, move help to any space in the river. Then draw 1 Explore card. If it's a boon, keep it. If it's a bane, discard it, then discard this card. Or use this to re-roll any number of dice and discard the card. That's great. That's a very strong boon. Okay. If the Braum card is in the Shadow deck, search the chapter deck for Wounded and add it to your Explorer deck. Oh no, because yeah, Braum got hit along the way. Wounded is a bane, a trauma, that says you cannot use the Braum or Luma cards. And on play, okay, yeah, on play, if Braum is in the Braum space and there's not another Wounded card in play, place this face up on top of Braum, and it means you can't use him. Jeez. Return all shadow cards, creature cards, and remaining chapter cards to the game box. To continue playing, turn to chapter 2, The Way of the River, which is at the next page. No. There it is, though. Okay. Oh. Yeah, okay. To save your game for later. Oh, yeah, okay. So you still save your game. Take your Explorer deck, action cards, Luma card, and Braum card, place them in the save tray. Return tokens to the game box. Using the side panels to save your page, close the storybook. Wow, okay. Huh, that's heavy. That's heavy. I am not happy that went the way it did. But that was a lot of fun. That was surprisingly challenging. And if you watch the channel at all, you know that we play a lot of Arkham Horror, the card game, and it's like I consider that my favorite game, I think. One of the things I love about it is that you fail forward. The story keeps advancing, but your personal story reflects that you lost and kind of the negative things that happen from it, either to you or to those around you. And this keeps that same ethos in a way that I think is very cool. So, all right, I gotta call it there. I said I was starting this late and then went even later. It's definitely time for me to get to bed after this very melancholy bedtime story, I guess. But I'm definitely going to play more of this. So I think if you're interested to see further into Storyfold Wildwoods, a title that I always have to stop and make sure that I get right because it's sort of that weird mashup of several words. Storyfold Wildwoods. Then make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll be back to play more of it soon. And thank you again to Owl. Oh man. Why does this not stick in my head either? Open Owl Studios. It's just late. It's 1:30 in the morning. That's what's getting me. Thank you again to Open Owl Studios for providing this copy. I'm really enjoying it. And I'll see you in the next one. Till then, be optimal.